Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Thelma's Creations and more. Once again, I was in the middle of doing something and I'm like, I need to turn on the camera and bring my friends on over to craft with me. So today what I'm doing is I am preparing for an upcoming swap where I have to make, let me see, faith-based or faith-themed Inchies and Twinchies. And what that is embellishments that measure 2 by 2, and those are the twin cheese, and the one cheese are squares of 1 by 1. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking cardboard from a recycle box from Cookies and cutting them out. I already cut out my 2 by 2 squares. I am fortunate enough that I have this self-healing mat where I can use it to cut on, and it's measured and it makes it so much easier. So what I did was I took that cracker box and I put it on the mat here, and I cut 2 inches, right? It's 2 inches, like this way. And then I went through and I measured the 2 inches the other way, and then used the lines, and then took my X-Acto knife here and made the 2 by 2s. So now I am working on, my eyes itch today, the one cheese, Inchies, I'm sorry, the Inchies and the Twinchies. So I thought I'd turn on the camera and bring you along. I hope you've had a good day. All I'm doing is aligning it up here. Let me zoom you in. Whoa, not too close. That's too close for comfort. Lining it up on the line because I need a 1 inch. So 1 inch is one of these squares. Sorry about that. Whoa. There we go. It's one of these squares right here. So I'm using the lines as guides. So I'm going to put the line here and that line here. And I guess that's why I bought my metal ruler. I should be using this one so I don't cut the plastic one. Okay. And I like this one because it has a cork on the bottom so it doesn't move. So what I'm doing is, oh, sorry, you can't see me. This line right here, I'm putting the edge of that ruler right on that line. Or right before, actually. Make sure it's right where I want it up here, which is on this side of the line, that side of the line, not this side, that side, because when I go to cut it, the blade is actually going to be right on the white line, you see, and that's where I'm going to cut. So I want to make sure I'm there, and I want to make sure I am right, sorry about that, I moved the arm, right on that line there. And if I am, then I take my X-Acto knife, and I'm going to give you a tip on the X-Acto knife. I learned this when I was a surgical tech. And I learned this from a doctor. And I learned it from a doctor because he cut his finger from the tip here all the way to this line right here to the first knuckle. Why? Because in the OR we used to use an 11 blade that looks exactly like this. And of course it's sharp. And the holder, right, it looks different, but you handle it the same, or you should handle it the same way. For whatever reason, the doctor that day grabbed it when he was gonna cut what he was cutting. He didn't grab it from here. See where this, pay attention to the X-Acto knife. See, this is textured and this is smooth. A lot of people grab it here, but you should actually grab it back here. It's a safety thing. That's why it's smooth and it is textured here. A lot of the X-Acto knives, or the good quality or reputable companies, almost all of them have the textured. It's for that reason, in case you forget to look down and see where your fingers are, especially the top one. It's textured so your finger can feel the difference. This is what I learned from the doctor, to always use it back here. I knew it because they showed us when I went to surgical tech school, because I was the one giving the instruments to the surgeon, so I had to learn how to pass the instruments to him to where he can grab it and use it. So see where the blade is? It's towards me. So I had to learn, and they taught us all that's why it's the way it is. So what I learned from the doctor was, how could I say it? A reinforcement of what they showed me. For whatever reason, that day he grabbed it. Instead of grabbing it here, he grabbed it up here. And for whatever reason, the scalpel or the knife was backwards. So when he went to put pressure on it, if you've ever used an X-Acto knife, you have to put pressure on this finger right here, because you're pressing down to cut, right? To put pressure where you're cutting. Well, for whatever reason, he thought he was here, and he actually had the knife backwards, and he had his finger up here. So when he went to put pressure, he sure put pressure, and it went right through his finger. So why am I telling you this? Be very careful with the X-Acto knife. It is super sharp, and plus the pressure will get you in trouble. So always pay attention. It's smooth here, it's textured here, and I always double check before I cut for that reason. I always also tend to leave my X-Acto knife in a separate location other than the stuff that I always put my fingers in, because I've seen way too many accidents with scalpels. So also, when you're gonna cut here, I've seen a lot of people put their finger right here. Put it far away in case you ever move your finger. Good thing I checked. I moved the cardboard while I was talking. In case your finger slips, you move it. You will be safe. So put it here. Put it further away and anchor it with your thumb. Put more pressure on your thumb than this finger. Why? Because, let me take you. This is the reason why you put more pressure on your thumb than this finger. Because pay attention to the blade where it is. It is by the pointer finger, this one right here, instead of your thumb down here, right? So if you're holding down the ruler, like putting pressure with this one, if this one slips for whatever reason, you are going to have less reaction time because you're putting pressure. You're putting pressure with this one. So always anchor it with your thumb. And this one, you can just gently hold it down. If this one slips or whatever, since you don't have that much pressure, you'll move it out of the way quicker. Just something I learned when I was an OR tech. And so all I'm doing is running my knife. And I do it in 2 sections. The more pressure you put on it, the quicker it'll cut through. But for the same reason, and because I come from the OR, you want to cut shorter lines. Like it all depends where you're quote unquote cutting and what you're doing. But usually you try to avoid, cutting veins or nerves and such, if at all possible, unless you're working on the vein. So, what happened there? Oh, I see. I went a little bit crooked, but that's okay. There we go. There. This this one's going to have an edge, and that's fine because I'll show you what I'm going to do next to prep it. Again, put it on there. Line it up with your lines. Anchor with your thumb and not with this one. And cut through. Oh, since this one is smaller, it slipped out. And that's the reason why you want to anchor with your thumb and not with your pointer finger. This is here, right there. Here we go. Okay. Alright. 3, 4, and 2. Where's my... Another thing, don't ever grab this and this, because if you miss it for whatever reason, you will stab yourself. And I've seen, like I told you, that surgeon cut himself from the tip all the way down to the first knuckle. He put the pressure on there. And I've also seen somebody that stabbed their finger all the way in and messed up their tendon, and they no longer can do this. So, just thought I'd share that with you. So, now I'm going to prep these. Prep them, prepare them to be decorated. So I'm going to take a nail file, and first I'm going to do the edges. And I did this when I did the bookmark series here on my YouTube channel. Oops, sorry. What's going on? There we go. So you take the nail file. There's a smoother and a more textured side. So you choose what you want. And you're going to go this way and down in one direction. In other words, you're not going to play the violin. You're just going to go up and down. See, I pick it up, move it away, put it, and the reason for that is you're taking the fibers from here that way and you're smoothing them out. Why is this important? Because cardboard, I don't know if you've ever cut yourself a paper cut. Well, cardboard is more dangerous than having a paper cut. Why? Because usually cardboard is made out of recycled material, so it has all this stuff in it and has little fibers. And if you cut yourself with the cardboard, you are more than likely to get an infection. So, again, you do it from the other side, because we did the fibers from here this way, and now you want the fibers from here that way. So you put it down, go down. I'm going to go faster now. Oops. I like this side. It has more grit, so it goes right faster. And then on the corners, I kind of go right at the corner and go down. Kind of taking out that corner. I forgot to do a corner and a corner. Just so it won't be so sharp. So what have you all been up to? Leave me a comment and let me know. Have you all ever done Inchies or Twinchies before? I have. I think I shared it on my YouTube channel. I don't think I did a tutorial. I think I just shared what I had said. My partner, I remember that it was my partner, my friend Dory Long. Hi Dory, if you're watching. And she was my the corners. She was my partner, and on the same group, we're doing that swap again. And I really enjoyed making them the last time, but this time I'm doing a process video, bringing you along with me to craft. So cracker boxes, cookie boxes, cereal boxes are really, really good. This particular brand of cookies has awesome, because it's actually cardboard. It's not like chipboard. See, it's cardboard, so it's really, really hard. And I like that. and I like that it's not bulky, and it's solid. I don't know if you've ever worked with cardboard. Sometimes you work with cardboard, and in between the little ridges that the cardboard has, it has space, and so you cut, and right, if you're cutting with scissors or even with a knife, you'll cut and then you'll fall because there's in between, right in between the little rows that it has in here. Like you see those little holes? They're a little bit bigger, so you're cutting and you fall, and you cut and you fall. And with this one, I've noticed that it doesn't do that because I guess it's more compressed, or those little rows or waves or whatever you want to call them, they're more close together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay. Because for the swap, I need 4 of the small ones and 2 of the big ones. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to roughen up both sides. And I'm going to rough it up. Why? This one wouldn't be such a problem, but I just do it on both sides. I'm just used to doing it. In here, if you can tell, I'm taking off this glossy. See how this is glossy and smooth? And this one is not, because I removed it with the nail file. That's exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to rough it up. Why am I doing this? Because it takes off that glossy, see, it takes off the glossiness, and it gives you some texture, so when you put your adhesives on it, your glues, it will actually grab really well, and it just helps adhere or glue whatever you're gonna, oops, it doesn't matter, I'm gonna cover both sides. I don't have to cover both sides technically, but I like my crafts to be nice and neat, because what these are going to be, or become, are going to become little embellishments. And for the swamp that I'm doing over at Creative Christian Crafters, Swaps and More on Facebook, it's going to have, we need to do it faith-based, so there will be embellishments, and I can't wait to see what my partner makes for me, so that I can use them on my upcoming crafts or journals or glue book, my devotional, my planner. We'll see what God has in store for us. So this is how I am prepping the Inchies. These are the Inchies, and these are the Twinchies. 2 by 2 squares, 1 by 1 square. I hope you'll come along with me in the next section, where I will show you what you can use to decorate these up, and we'll end up with awesome embellishments. Hope you have a great day. If you have any questions or concerns, or you have any comments, leave them down below and I'll get back to you. Hope you have a great day, guys. Bye.